Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today we're pleased to present you with another A Link to the Past all dungeons restricted major glitches tournament match. I am joined today on commentary by M. Kozler. And how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Doing good. Oh good. Okay, it looks like we are ready to start. So I'm going to set them off. And again, thank you very much for doing commentary. And let's begin. And I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, thank you. Like Noe said, this is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. All dungeons, restricted major glitches. My name is Eamon Koster, and we've got a dynamite match coming up between the current world record holder, Xelna, versus the former world record holder, JoshRTA. Both runners pretty well versed in this category and with the game in general. Both old boys, been playing for many years. I don't have the exact times, but it's probably both of them since at least 2015. I know Josh is a pretty super old boy. I don't know if he's like Christos Owen's old boy, but he's been around the block for some amount of time. Xelna, one of the best runners of this game of all time, is either the current world record holder or second place in basically every category. And like I said, is current world record holder for this category with our only 109. He's currently working on a 109.34, a good 31 seconds above the second place runner area. Josh, for the longest time, was the only 110 runner of this category, but basically as this tournament has started, more and more people have been paying a little more attention to the category and have gotten 110s and whatnot. He's currently, just to show you how much has changed in this category, Josh's current PB, which was a world record at the time, was 7 months ago. Everyone we've got, and he was the only 110 at the time. Now we have got 9 runners with a 110 or better, and Josh is currently sitting at 7th place on the leaderboard. So there's been a lot that has happened in this category. But yeah, at the moment we're just going through escape. We're many months into this tournament, so I'm not really gonna talk too much about escape itself. Just gonna ask chat, how y'all doing? How's the weekend starting out for you? You got any big plans? Got any things that y'all want to do? Grinding AD, playing other games, in the process of moving. Got 2 terribles, grinding this Dutch glow. Rolled out of bed, making some coffee, doomed to Jesus. Loving Blaine's grind. Okay. Some Super Metroid. So we got a ball and chain guard, first mini boss, you would say. Both runners are basically picking up the big key at the same time, sync for sync. Interesting, both runners got the chest pickup before the Zelda talk. In my experience, you usually get the Zelda talk before picking up the chest. Get some tea brewing. Cutie, and getting some sleep. Yeah, just more nonsense with Zelda. We got to do this. It's boring, and you see it every time in basically all categories. So, not really too much to talk about here. Oh, as I say, we get a route divergence coming out from Xelna. And in just about 4 seconds or so, they're right back on top of each other. There really is no... As far as I'm aware, as long as you get good RNG on either side, there's really no time difference between the two sides, as you saw there. They basically both left the staircase leading up to the main floor at the same time, and then they both enter that staircase going up half a floor to get to the back of the castle. Both runners having decent snake rooms. Not amazing snake rooms, at least for Josh. He had to knock some snakes out of the way. Xelna had a snake charging out at him in the cross room. Gonna be seeing some key rats. Ooh, Josh with the Seattle. Xelna with a nice San Diego, not a full Nevada key rat. Josh getting bullied by these rats at the end of the dungeon, allowing Xelna to gain a little bit of time on him. So looking like 2 or 3 seconds time difference between our two runners. Get a small... This is where the run gets a little different from sort of your any percent runs. Not terribly different, because we're still going to be going to Eastern. But we do get to take advantage of that sweet save and quit. Don't really know what the citrus scenario is. I'm pretty sure Xelna does not do citrus. Whether they're both not going to do citrus, we'll see. Yeah, we see Xelna not doing it. Josh, however, is doing it, hoping to gain a little bit of an advantage, so we'll be able to see here. If he gets it first try, or even a quick second try, he should be able to gain some time. So popped out once. Ooh, but get a very quick second try. So yeah, Josh gaining that time back over Xelna. Just sort of gives you a good indicator of the difference. Anders, I do not know. There aren't really any White Castles in Texas, so I am not that familiar with the White Castle brand. Anyways, we're in Eastern Palace. This is another dungeon that's pretty similar to what you'd be seeing in basically any other speedrun of this game. We're just coming in here, picking up the bow, and we need to beat this dungeon in order to get the boots to do a lot of the more fun cheaty glitches that we got. In the meantime, I want everyone to know that I made some strawberry lemon bars last night, and they are delicious. Had a couple this morning. Quite exquisite. Probably could have let the crust cook just a little longer, but they're still quite excellent. I am wearing shorts because I am a habitual shorts wearer. Looking like Xelna has gained a little bit of time back over Josh, so we're basically neck and neck again. Josh at the beginning of the dungeon. I'm not wearing jorts, I'm wearing shorts. You will never see me in cut-off jeans. Did I ever wear Jinko jeans? I think I owned one pair of Jinko jeans when I was younger. I don't know, probably like 4th grade or so. Ghostly has a wallet chain. I did sport a rat tail when that was in fashion. Did I ever like FUBU? No, I did not really like FUBU either. Picks, please. I don't know. It was like when I was like 5. Both of our runners doing a excellent Almost Knight's quick kill. Basically frame for frame. Picture my current bearded face on a tiny body. Poor Watair we it. So we're talking to JoshRTA. He's going to give us our boots. This is about where the run starts to get very, very different. We're going to break open the back and get those bombs. I believe both of our runners do. I know Xelna is capable of doing sword clips, but I believe both of our runners are going to be doing the much safer and easier bomb clips. You know, Xelna thought about just getting the heck out of there, skipping the sink cart. That would have been wild. But decided to head on back. We're going to be seeing runners during the DMA. We've got a Gland Dash from Josh and just the fast dash from Xelna. The Gland Dash that Josh did is a little safer. The one that Xelna does, if that bottom guard aggroes you early enough, they kind of knock you out of your dash up and make things annoying for you as you're running. But with that clip, make it to Old Man. Old Man's going to give us a mirror. And then from there, we're going to be doing some Kiki Yeetin' in order to get to the Kiki Skip. Wow, Cutie expressing displeasure over the new DMA. Both of our runners taking a hit. Josh missing a spin speed, but neither of our runners make the unfortunate dip over into the Hera area. On for the Kiki Skip. Neither runner getting bullied by Moldorms. Josh a little ahead because he used the mini buffer to mirror for both, to buffer both of his inputs. You need one buffer, one frame buffer up, and then you need to hold in the direction into the slope. Xelna at 3 hearts already. He decided not to pick up the heart before when you first come into pod. It's in this same room in that pot in the top right. contains a heart, and you're pretty close to it. Yeah, Yoho making a good point. Josh is the one who gave us the awful 3-heart Helma preset. So why he's not going for the 3-heart Helma, just mind-boggling, really. Both runners about to make it to their hammer jump. For the most part, this dungeon from here on out is pretty similar to what you'd see in every other run. Both runners will be picking up that key the second time around. There's sometimes people pick up that key the first time around just because they are a little more comfortable. Xelna with a much nicer hammer jump, but Josh picking up the heart means that he's not going to lose as much time making sure that he gets all the way to full health. Xelna, whether he gets to full health or not, we'll see. He likely is going to pick up at least 1 heart, because right now, if he tries to do Helma like this, it's Oko. Okay, so he picked up all the hearts. So yeah, there you can see the difference. Josh gained a lot of time and then immediately lost it, failing sexy statue there. Ooh, also a little bit of a screw up there with the mimic room. Ooh, and then gets hit. That's pretty unfortunate. So Helma does 2 hearts each for any 2 hearts of damage for any of his attacks. So you really want to get to an odd number of hearts in order to give yourself an extra buffer. So now Josh is on 2 TKO, but that's 3 knockouts. 2 KO, I guess. So he's going to be in a little bit of an interesting scenario. Xelna having an interesting turtle party. Same with Josh. Neither of these runners taking my advice to, if things go weird, kill the top ones first. Xelna had a little interesting because one of his turtles walked up. But we're on to our Helma fight. 17 hits onto the face mask. Xelna doing the sword out first. Does take a hit. Ooh, takes another hit from the swipe. Needs to be careful. Ooh, he's in pretty rough shape. He's going to have to try to do some dodging here. Hope he doesn't get hit by the tail and the... Ooh, Josh goes down. My mind was on Xelna, but Josh also taken a death. Both runners having a lot of issues with the Helmasaur fight, but Xelna, even with his troubles, does make it out alive. Going to be pretty tough for JoshRTA. Ooh, and he's out of arrows for JoshRTA, so he's going to have to do this mimic's room in a pretty annoying fashion, because he has to go pick up these arrows in the center of the room before he even can kill anything. Handles it pretty well. Decides to pick up the extra arrows just for a bit of safety. But yeah, that sort of gives you an indication of how much that gives you an indication of how much that just a little hit that Josh took from the spikes hurt him, because he was on 2 hits to death because he wasn't on an odd number of hearts. Meanwhile, we're seeing Xelna continue on, making his way into Hera. Josh on the fight with Helmasaur. The refight. Gets the 17 hits in. 1, 2, 3. Second time is always absolutely free. This is how this game goes sometimes. Meanwhile, we're seeing Xelna showing off the coffee break strat in the towel room. So I didn't quite get the sort up time for Xelna, but I'm going to say we're probably something like a minute and a half to 2 minutes difference between our two runners. Theoretically, it is not impossible for Xelna to make no mistakes and Josh to be still in it. However, we're talking about Xelna here. Xelna is kind of a machine. So Josh is really going to need Xelna to short circuit somewhere. Seeing a nice early bomb jump from Xelna. Josh making his way into Hera. Josh with the errant diagonal throw of the boom onto our Moldorm fight. Just 3 smacks with the hammer onto the tail. Moldorm in a slightly annoying spot, but Xelna gets a pretty generous final hit. Josh also pulling off the coffee break strat. And get some good Dales in chat for one JoshRTA. Xelna, one of the few runners who does this strat here, where you don't do the bonk in order to do the DMA here. It's pretty scary. It's I don't remember if it's like a 2 or 3 pixel window compared to the bonk, which is very, very free. But it saves you something like 50 frames or so. Because you can just transfer the you can just transfer the jump into a into the DMA instead of having to do a bonk. Do we have any trivia today? I didn't think of any trivia to start, but I think somebody asked that same question earlier, and I think I figured out a good trivia in the meantime. So I don't know what we're gonna do. When Zelda picks up the maiden, yeah, that seems like a good one. Josh getting blocked at the door by Moldorm. Just needs one more hit to finish off the pesky worm. Xelna with a very nice Hellway, completely lagless. So with that, we're going to be seeing Josh doing his DMA, and if you're paying extra close attention, you'll be able to notice the difference between the two runners. I said DMA. This is a DMD. Death Mountain Descent. So yeah, Josh, once he clipped off, instead of immediately transferring into the DMD, he had to dash turn north and bonk in order to set himself up into the right position. Okay, with this, we're starting the trivia. You have until we get to blind to answer this question, and the question is, what was the answer to the first trivia question given by Anders Likes Chicken? Oh, we've already got it in chat. Greenham, nailing the question. I was really teeing it up for you there, Doom. What? Okay. Backseating Shady Force. You want to come in here and do some comms? Yeah, I thought not. Zona, in the meantime, showed off the scripted blind fight. You know, I have another question, Zelda question, when Josh makes it to the maiden. So we'll double up the trivia today. Oh, ridiculously unfortunate there for Josh. Okay, trivia question round 2. In Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, whenever you make a recipe that does not work, ends up giving you something poor, poor in quality, what does the game call that food that you make? Dubious food. Hokey Pokey 21 gets it correct. We did see a frog door coming out from Xelna's side, showing absolutely no fear. Will we see the frog door coming out from JoshRTA? Yeah, sort of tail of the tape as far as the match is going. Zelda hasn't really done anything to really relinquish the lead pretty much at all since the the Helm of Death. So, Josh basically at or slightly worse than Xelna than he was at leaving Palace of Darkness. Are seeing the inferior hop-down strat from JoshRTA. Getting confirmation in chat that is about a 220 difference. So we're, again, really looking for really needing something like a mistake from Xelna to put Josh back in this. Question in chat: Can the runners watch each other's streams? Yes, because this is just a vanilla speedrun. There's no hidden information that needs to be hidden from the other player. So both runners are completely able to watch the other person's stream. Could even be beneficial if Xelna's, say, watching JoshRTA's stream. Yes, they are capable. Whether the computer can handle it is a different story. Wow, JoshRTA having a worse computer than DoomTap. Another question from chat: Suppressive Sword is a rando-only thing? Yes, that is true. In this game, you can upgrade, you can skip upgrades, you can also downgrade your sword if you're really adventurous or running weird categories like max swords. The way we route this particular category, we could actually downgrade our Titan's mitts to power gloves if we really wanted to. How long is this category typically? The estimate, which I think should be on the stream, but honestly, I don't know. Is a 1 hour and 20, though both of these runners are capable of hour 10s. Nice. Thank you, Nori. Meantime, Xelna just making his way through Skull Woods. Again, not really relinquishing any. Well, thank you so much, Imp. Also, thanks for the shade on one Anders Likes Chicken. We are getting one of our unitaskers on Xelna's side, the Ether Medallion. Ooh! Xelna with the bonk, going for the hammer dash there. All for a potential 4 frames. On the way to another... I don't know if you'd really call the flippers a unitasker, because you use them multiple times inside Swamp. While Josh is having his fight with Mothula. A little annoying, but was able to get the kill. Also very true. Big shout outs to all of our folks at ZSR, giving us a platform to show off this wonderful, wonderful game. And shout outs to Nori for stepping in last moment for picking up another restreamer. There was going to be a different restreamer, but they had technical issues on their end, so Nori picked it up at the last moment. So thanks once again. Zona showing us the bomb clip for getting to the other side, or getting outside of the swamp area. Doing our first actual old school boots clip teleport. We used to do a boots clip teleport when we were doing DMA. But now that we have the new DMA that we're doing, which uses a spin clip teleport, the first honest to goodness boots clip teleport that we do in the run is all the way in Fluteless Mire. You know, Josh showing the superior safe strat, but then immediately running into multiple dead rocks. So yes, flute is not required for this category. Josh having some issues with this spin speed. Eventually gets it on the third try. Zona, speaking of issues with spin speed, was attempting to go for the desert spin speed, but I believe he was just too low on the stairs when he actually did the spin speed attempt. Mm-hmm. Good point there from Doom. On to the Land Mullah fight. Usually one of the hardest fights in the game, and trivialized in this category. Can be one-cycled, but you do have to have a little bit of cooperation from the Land Mullah, and we had some from Zona right there. We see Josh also doing the bomb clip to get over. Nobody giving us any Church of Wayne or plain ham sandwiches. Josh dashing an extra 2 or 3 tiles before hitting that mirror. Yes, FSG Josh did die to Helma. Both runners had scary Helma fights, but Josh succumbed while Zona was able to survive with 1 heart. Zona with a very nice Mire 2, or not 2-2, Mire 2. 2-1, I guess, if we're using that naming. As far as I've been able to tell, neither of our runners are even participating in the chest turn extravaganza. So if we can get some links sads or like societies in the chat. We saw a chest slide, sure. Did see Xelna skipping the key here at the start of Misery Mire. So very likely going to be seeing the Mire big key bomb jump. Torches time, something like 39:40. So pretty good time from Xelna, even with the scary Helma fight. Yeah, did have simultaneous torches, but different torches. Ooh, Josh getting bullied. In the meantime, we are seeing the bomb jump on Xelna's side. Was stuck on the same frame for several pause buffers. Don't know quite if that was. I haven't done enough science on my own to know how many pause buffers you can really get away with before you start losing time to that bomb jump right there. You can do like 10. I'll take FSG's word for it. And then I can just blame you if it's wrong. Xelna doing the Hair to Swamp bomb clip. Had a little issues getting that second buffer up, but did not pop out at any point, so totally fine. Ooh, Josh whiffing two of these. Oh, all three of these wizards gonna have a 3-cycle Mire 2. Let's see, Xelna making his way to his second Mire 2. See if he does any... No, he does not even attempt to the duck strat. We're seeing Josh get this key to start with. It's usually a good indicator that a runner is not going to do the Mire bomb jump, because it is slightly faster to get the key on the second time through if you plan on doing the Mire bomb jump. I didn't quite see what the torches time was. It was probably somewhere around 42:40. So to give you a sort of an indication, it's like about a 2:45, 3-minute difference between our two runners. Speaking of 80 spooky, we just saw Xelna pull it off on his side. Only get to use... Ooh, Xelna taking a hit. Trying to skip over that fire snake. Only get to use one spooky in this category. Very nice and clean. Vitreous fight from Xelna. Ooh, we're seeing Josh going for the sword clip. Misses it at least one time, but does get through without the bomb. So technically he should be able to save some time in both Mire 2 and in potentially later on if he also decides to attempt a hover. Though Josh is not really a hoverer. No chest turn there from Josh. One thing I did want to point out on Xelna's side, probably one of the few runners that doesn't really do the typical Vitreous strat. He kind of has his own homespun version. I think him and maybe Andy, a couple more of the old boys, before the sort of tried and true Vitreous method was discovered and passed around, was really everyone kind of had their own sort of small spin on how they wanted to do the strat. Are going to see a nice anti-fairy skip from Xelna. I believe Josh just does the normal Vitreous strat, so you'll be able to see a slight difference if you're paying a close attention. See Josh about make his way to the AD Spooky. It looked like he had everything set up correctly. Meantime, we're seeing Xelna make his way through Swamp. You're going to see one of our newest glitches in this category. Josh nailing the AD Spooky. Ooh. Annoyance with those doors. If you're not fully out of the door before you start your dash, you can't actually dash turn. So we saw Josh there. Attempted to dash before he even made it through, and he couldn't dash up. So there we saw Josh with the more typical Vitreous fight. Did have to use 3 arrows to clean up the eyes, but still made it in 0 cycle, 0 lightnings. Speaking of 0 cycle, we're going to be seeing Xelna attempt his 0 cycle Argus fight. Ooh, a little unfortunate with the pattern. Attempted to save it, but got the empty cycle. Probably one of the more tilting things that can happen. When we say empty cycle, what we mean is usually there's some puffs going around Argus during this tornado phase, but if you kill all the puffs, usually if you kill all the puffs before the tornado phase, then it skips right to jumping into the air and going on to phase 2. But if you kill all the puffs just as the tornado phase started, then you get an empty cycle. How many Ganon falls behind is Josh? Several. Josh attempting the anti-fairy skip does not get it. So Risen X released isn't in this tourney. We there would have been 2 X's to start. 2 X names in the tourney, and we just didn't want to have that much confusion. Xelna's still doing the bomb version of escaping the bombable floor room. Josh showing us, yes, we are in the Swamp Palace. That is a very good question. Why is Jakey Numbers not in the tourney? Should point out this is a losers bracket match. Ooh, Josh pushing the block up. Gonna have to reset that block. This is a losers bracket match. So we are at... Whoever wins this match continues on. Whoever loses is out. So Josh is... depending on how much he really cares about the tourney anymore. Loser gets released. The winner of this match would face, well, the one and only DoomTap, top 4 rando runner in the last randomizer tournament, making his way to Vanilla Speed World. Meantime, we're seeing Xelna finish up that cold stare fight. Wait, since we are both in Crystal Cutscenes, I was going to do this beginning of the run, but I forgot sort of how we got here. Where Xelna was the #1 seed in the tourney. Beat Swerb. I think Swerb had issues and just wasn't able to complete the run. Xelna then beat me up, and then lost in a bit of an upset to ALttP. In order to get to where he is right now. In the meantime, Josh beat Asder in his first round. Josh was the #7 seed, but then lost to Louis in a very close, interesting, exciting race where both runners going back and forth. Josh ended up beating Fricker R22RTA, won Glanimal the Animal Flanimal, in order to face up against Xelna. Josh currently attempting the Ice Palace mirror wrap. I refuse to bow to bullying Anders. While we're seeing Xelna doing the TR mirror wrap. Ooh, Josh having some trouble with the icebreaker clip. Trying it again. Ooh. He's moving 2 frames on that second move. There we go. There's the single frame. There's a weird thing with the pause buffer. The pause buffer... the pause buffer... Excellent tongue room there from JoshRTA. The pause buffer... can show you a 1 frame versus a 2 frame, while the sword buffer the 1 frame and the 2 frame basically look the same. No, but you pull on the tongue. Please, Jake, as the current world record holder of tongue room RTA, I think I would know what the name of that room is. Ooh, unfortunate little hit from the icicle falling down, knocking Josh out of that second spin. Xelna showing off a little bit of a time save using the minute mirror during the bunny animation. Ooh. Xelna having a little bit of issues in the TGH room. Too busy to Winky? I'm not Winky Unchained Flex God. Thank you very much. That's exactly what Winky Unchained Flex God would say. Wasn't it before that I could before that I could totally both calm and type as a reason why I shouldn't be gotten marked off as a suspect of Winky Unchained Flex God. Now you're saying because I can't talk and type at the same time that I am Winky Unchained Flex God. So which is it, y'all? Which is it? I rest my case. It's okay, Neff. It's not your fault. Can you come over for those strawberry lemonade bars? Maybe. Meantime, Xelna making his way into Ganon's tower. I keep starting off with meantime. I need to think of a different way to change the subject. We at least share the recipe. It's just the recipe on tasty.com. You can look up strawberry lemonade bars, I think that's what they call them. Yes. Meanwhile, in Finland, we're seeing JoshRTA into TR. In the year 2000. You don't need a mixer. Do you not have a spatula? It's not for food purposes. Interesting. I don't know if I really want to know what it's for, if it's not for food purposes. Yes, Xelna is showing us why he is world record holder. He is on pretty casual 110 pace, even with the scare to Helmasaur. Josh, however, showing us a much better version of that TGH room. Once again, shoutouts to TGH. Oh, okay, Josh. Okay. Got a little scary there, whiffing those fire red shots. One thing about the TR fight is that you are magic limited. If you aren't able to kill the... Oh, okay. Josh giving me several hard attacks during that Trinex fight. If you can't kill the elemental heads on the side of Trinex before running out of magic, then really the only thing that you can do is mirror and try again. Mirroring resets the entire dungeon, so you're able to pick up the magic pot right outside of the door. 2 Trinex. Saw Xelna do a pretty good GBZ, and then he was a little too high up. And whenever you're a little high up... No, that was definitely not an intentional damage boost. Whenever you're a little high up on the... on the bridge, you're kind of over the gap in the floor. And whenever you're near a gap in the floor, if you tap up, or if you tap in the direction of your dash, you'll also stop your dash. So that's what I assume happened to Xelna. Both of our runners are in GT now, though Josh is still in the basement, while Xelna is near the very, very top. We are seeing a slight difference in the route. Josh getting the torch key, while Xelna is going to be getting either this helmet key or the key in the chest just before Mold Arm. I believe Xelna is one of the only runners who does this key in the chest, because technically it's not really the optimal one in this category. It's optimal in things like RMG if you aren't hovering to get that particular chest, because you need you want the magic refill. You don't necessarily need the magic refill. In this category, however, because we aren't technically finished with all the dungeons, when we finish GT, we are going to get a magic refill. In the meantime, Josh accidentally hitting that warp. Want to try to bonk over it. If you hit it, it's not a huge deal, but you do lose some time. Ooh, nice lineup here for Xelna. Let's see if he can convert that into a triple. Another pretty good opportunity, but blue balls from the real Aghanim prevents the nice 2-cycle. So here we are. Instead of hopping immediately down to fight Ganon, we haven't technically beaten all the dungeons. So it's time for the final dungeon. And the RNG nonsense that goes along with it. Usually at this point we'd be kind of thinking about, okay, blue ball scenario, things like that. There's really, even in like the most ridiculous scenario, like a 15 versus a 0, pretty sure Xelna would still be entering Ganon as Josh is finishing up the fight. Josh down to 2 hearts, down to 1 heart. Josh down to death. That basically seals the deal, if it wasn't already sealed. And it looks like with that, checking the SRL race room, getting a forfeit from X released. And JoshRTA. Josh, a cheating, cheater. Doing the FSG doing the FSG rules and failing the FSG rules. Oh yeah, he also did need to leave the dungeon, but he would have had to mirror first. So yeah, he's still gonna have to fight Aga 1 if he doesn't do anything here. Here we go. Josh showing us the nonsense. So a little bit about the category. We call this category RMG, Restricted Major Glitches, because as Josh is showing you right now, this game can be broken even more than it currently is in this tournament. We basically wanted a rule set that made sure that we didn't have ways that we could skip through the actual interiors of the dungeons. Does this count as a sync? I'ma say no. We do also have a opportunity for greater than 15 blue balls from Josh. I should point out to Anders that I would not count this as a 15 BB for our dinner bet. Seeing Xelna fall into the Ganon fight. Showing off a rather interesting version of the 1-on-1. But as long as you get to 12 hits, you're fine, dandy. And Josh just, in addition to skipping the dungeon, or in addition to skipping the interior, Josh just skipping an entire dungeon, showing us some charcoal sword. Not even showing us the Paladin link. Oh yeah, I totally just missed it. I mean, this is what he gets for doing this. Getting a 2 and 2. Nice dodges, though. With that, we are seeing Xelna make his way to the end here. Coming in with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG's to Xelna. We're seeing Josh so close to the 110 Kappa. Looks like Xelna has declined to join us for the interview, but still get your GGs in chat if you haven't already for an excellent run. A 110.27 on SRL would have that's a top 5 run of this category. So really showing us an excellent run. Did not really see how many BBs that he had. I know he didn't get 0, so I know that. Let me see if I can ask him. Two. Zona said it was 2. Looks like we're getting passed from both of our runners. So I'll just interview myself. So Nkoso, how do you think you did on the comms? You know what? I think I did pretty darn well solo comms. Oh, it looks like we are being joined by the one and only Norinato.
Well, it looks like I guess we'll wrap it up soon. There is another match tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'm trying to remember. Is it also losers bracket round 4? I believe.
Yes,
I know it's
it is between Kaznode and Apathy Duck.
Yes, so it should be pretty hype.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if we have anyone on comms yet for that.
Looks like we do.
Oh, good. Okay.
1 Ace 0.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna be doing the comms for that race, so
okay.
Everyone should tune in 10 p.m. or not p.m. Is it 10 a.m.?
Yeah, Eastern. Yeah, Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern.
I believe 9 p.m. your time.
Yes,
okay.
9 p.m. Central.
Okay.
So yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just congrats to Xelna for winning the race. With that, JoshRTA is eliminated from the tournament. Xelna will be going on to face up against DoomTap, who is currently in chat trying to calculate his odds of beating Xelna, considering that DoomTap's PB is 20 or so seconds slower than this run. I'm going to let's put out some big prayers for Doom. We have seen some upsets already. Xelna is in the losers bracket, getting beaten by DowTMB. So this is a volatile category, as we saw with JoshRTA dying to Helma, and honestly, Xelna was pretty darn close to dying to Helma as well.
With the nickname of All Disasters.
Yeah, we do call it All Disasters for a reason. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say. So if you want to shout out anything else that's happening
next
in ZSR land,
coming up next, Majora's Mask Randomizer Weekly at 12 noon, 12:15. We have a Minish Cap Randomizer tournament match. Let me just check real quick. It's also a losers bracket match, losers quarterfinals round 1, Dax and Blount versus Nimbus 125. And also Minish Cap Any Percent monthly coming up at 3:30 p.m. and the Ocarina Time Randomizer North American Weekly at 6 p.m. And again, don't forget the 10 p.m. tomorrow, another continuation of this tournament. And I guess
we're
that's
down the home stretch here for this tourney.
And I'm actually impressed.
Not much more to go.
Because the lower bracket is actually keeping up, or has caught up to the winner's bracket, which doesn't happen. Yeah, you've been doing really well.
I think we've been telling the winner's bracket people to give the loser's bracket like a week to catch up every time that happens. Yeah. So we've been trying to keep everybody together.
No, I'm impressed. It's been doing very well. I guess so. I guess we'll wrap things up. So thank you again, M. Kosler, for doing commentary. Always appreciated. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for doing the restream.
Oh, you're welcome. And my pleasure as always. And I guess we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.